Hey Saints, just a little addendum to that last video on the Yovel. Just one more cool thing. You ever learn from your own video? I've had that happen a few times where, I listen to what I've been saying and it doesn't register even when I'm saying it. Some of the things that are in there, I don't know. It must be the working of the Lord. Um, so I was doing that video and I had paused on Joshua 13 because here, they're blowing the Yovel. And how did Joshua command them to do that? And Joshua had commanded the people, saying, "Ye shall not shout nor make any noise with your voice, neither shall any word proceed out of your mouth until the day I bid you to shout, and ye shall shout." And now that's what happened is they came around 7 times. And down here in Joshua 6:20, so the people shouted when the priest blew with the trumpets, and it came to pass that when they heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, and the wall fell down, and the people went up. And I think this is great. So where else do we see a shout, a great shout? The Lord just does some amazing things sometimes. 1 Thessalonians 4. Let me turn off the Strong's reference. Sometimes it's confusing. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, the voice of the archangel, and the trump of God, and the dead shall rise first. Is that great? I don't know if the King James translators picked up on this whole thing, but what do you got? You've got the great shout and you got the trump of God. Oh well, I just thought you'd find that curious. I don't know if you caught that when I was doing the word search, but the definition for Yovel included the silver trumpet, but in usage, I was seeing ram's horn shofar. I don't know if you saw that when I was kind of highlighting. That was something else that was striking me. I don't know if that's a Strong's Concordance definition or Strong's, definitional kind of issue there, but it seems to me in context of the verses that show Yovel that it doesn't look like silver trumpets being blown. It looks like the ram's horn being blown or the shofar being blown. But that could be, a translation situation or a definitional problem. I think in just looking at all those reference scriptures that what the Yovel is the actual sound or the long sound of the trumpet, just like they say the last trumpet of Rosh Hashanah is this long blast. We see the long blast is the Yovel, is the sound of the trumpet, and that Yovel name is translated into English as Jubilee. So I don't think it's the instrument being used, maybe. I think it might be the sound that's being generated. So I apologize if you saw me sort of surfing some of those words because it almost seemed like, shofar was in context used with Jubilee Yovel, and so I think it's the sound being made, but I'm not an expert on this. I'm just trying to take scripture in context and compare scripture with scripture, and that's what I get out of that. But I just thought that'd be a blessing, saints. The definition of the rapture, the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel and the trump of God. And isn't that exactly what happened at Jericho? They proceeded with a shout, and the walls collapsed, and the trump was sounded, the Yovel was sounded, and then the children of Israel rose up the ramped walls then of Jericho to take the city. Is that great? God bless you.